Divine Risings, my beautiful collective soul family. Happy Friday, y'all. The greatest day of the week, okay? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, okay? But anyway, I keep hearing that song by Diana Ross. Ooh, I'm missing you. Tell me why the road turns. I'm gonna tell you why the road turns. The road turns is because you was comparing these two people, comparing them towards each other and things like that. The roads had turned because you were not committed. You understand? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. The roads had turned because you were still holding on to somebody else. Okay, baby? And you know what else? The roads had turned because you walked away. Okay. So here's your answers to why you may be feeling like that right now, why you may be missing this person, you know what I mean? And you know how she says, since you've been away, I've been down and lonely. So it's like this person was your company. This person was your inspiration. This person was your fantasy. This person was somebody that made you feel good, that was good to you and things like that. You know what I mean? You know how you walked away from this person and you had to walk away to dip off to see if something was out there better. But you realized maybe it wasn't nothing out there better, and this person was giving you everything that you need, was fulfilling you, was satisfying you. You understand? Was making you feel good. This person had you feeling like a young person. Okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. So with Diana Ross singing her song, I'm missing you. Tell me why the rose turn. Why the rose turn, okay? I love that song, and I love the message that come with it. You understand? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. The message is hold on to the good things that you have in your life, okay? Keep them close. When you realize that this was it or that was it, get what's yours, okay? In other words, thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. Now we feeling all down and lonely and stuff, and now because you down and lonely, you thinking about this person like where they at? Where they at? They at where you left them at, where you walked away from, okay? When you wasn't committed and things like that. Listen, and I feel like this is an older person that I'm talking to, an older person who knows better, who knows what they want, who knows right from wrong. You're old enough to understand that is what I'm saying. You understand? Your playboy and playgirl days are over with. Now it's time for you to chill and relax, okay? And get that beautiful divine union that is waiting for you, okay? So I'm going to tap and see what's in the collective energy with this Friday graffiti tea, okay? What's going on in the collective energy, guys? How is everybody on this happy Friday? Please do drop in the comments where you are coming from, okay? Or where you are from. You understand? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for coming through like you always do. The Spirit always come through. Lies and alibis. Lies and alibis. People making shit up, okay? Untruthful. This person is being untruthful around you. Trying to hide the truth, trying to bury the truth in some type of way, and coming up with an alibi as to feel like it's going to stick with them in some type of way, okay? Getting someone else to lie for them and stuff like that, okay? Or trying to lie for them, trying to cover up their tracks and things like that, digging a hole all for themselves, okay? Lies, and more lies. You have to keep up with lies. And sometimes when trying to keep up with the lie, you lie even more, and then you forget the lie that you say. The truth shall set you free. It's so much easier to speak the truth. Okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. This lie with this alibi is trying to cover up something, trying to cover up the damage that this person has done, literally trying to bury things in the ground. Ooh, somebody tried to bury some shit in the ground, okay? And this is what's coming into the collective energy. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. Maybe you need to try to check the ground, okay? Because this is a scandal that went wrong in some type of way, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. People always trying to hide some shit. You can't hide. You being watched from the eye in the sky. And the eye in the sky is exposing everything that is in the dark. So you might as well come out and speak the truth, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do, trying to protect themselves. Okay, you can't protect yourself, okay? That fear of exposure. Okay, that fear of being exposed. And that's been coming out in the collective too, feeling like, oh, my life is being exposed, If you're feeling like that, then you need to change and fix some things, okay? Because the Most High Divine Creator is trying to call your attention. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do, because Spirit always come through, okay? Ignoring the red flags, refusing to see the truth in this situation. Don't be ignoring them flags, because the flags is here to let you know, hey, something ain't right with this person. So pay attention to this person that's always trying to lie and come up with an alibi and things like that. And the alibis that these people are lying for these people, you are just as guilty as these people, okay? You understand? If you get caught in your lie, you going downright with them, okay? And the Most High Divine Creator is exposing you. It ain't about the law. It's about the law. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Them turbulence, them scary moments, trying to cover up shit because you out here doing things you have no business doing. You understand? I'm telling you right now, this is caught energy right here. So the more you try to hide, the more you try to dig, the more you try to cover up, the more time and trouble you're going to face, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. Understand those unexpected challenges is going to come up because of this lie right here, because you're trying to cover up something, you're trying to keep something to yourself, something that needs explaining, okay? So there's an explanation for everything, and as long as you are speaking the truth, you shall be free. You understand? No matter what that freedom look like, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. Freedom, covering up things, and I feel like, airplanes. Excuse me for the interruption. That was confirmation to whatever I just said, because I really don't remember what I just said. But the Most High Divine Creator and my spirit team, they know what was just said. But anyway, this person trying to cover up their mistakes, the things that they have done wrong. They trying to get away with something, in other words, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. The Spirit is cashing in on that ass, okay? Not just that. There is a cash in some type of way. So it's a bag of money, some type of opportunity right here, okay? So I feel like this could be a situation where somebody feel like they getting away with something that, they really ain't getting away with anything, okay? So I feel like this is somebody that has taken advantage of some type of opportunity, okay? Thank you, Spirit. That caught energy is around this person. So their alibis and who lied and who did this and that for them. And I feel like it was a very vulnerable young lady. You know what I mean? And you guys cannot keep getting caught up in people's mess. Do you understand? Because when it's time to sit at the table, those roles can turn, okay? Where they will say, that wasn't me. It was them all along. You understand? So you got to watch out what you do. If you got things in your name, you can't be giving it to somebody else and they going out here doing the wrong things with it. You understand? So this is that type of energy that's coming up. You know what I mean? Whoever this is, you understand? Oh, they going down. They're going down, down, down. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for coming through like you always do. There's there's an office romance. So your person has been giving you the silent treatment at home, huh? And they've been spending a lot more time at work, huh? See, and this is why you can't be doing people like that. You can't be doing people like that. And look at that. You still standing, knowing what's going on in this situation. Stop putting up with stuff that you really don't want to, okay? You're only hurting yourself in this situation. And there's so much going on in the collective. And I can't wait to spread some more cards to see what it is and bring it to the light to you all, okay? I'm sending you all so much love, light, and prosperity. Happy Friday. Namaste. I love you all so very much. Mwah.